Hey guys, Brent in the house today. I pulled him out of his strenuous stretching, typing, doing stuff in the back office with the door shut so none of us would bother him. However, brought him out here. So, I know you guys, a lot of you are on the email list that Brent's been sending out, what is it, once a week?
Yeah.
All right. If you're not, I highly recommend it. I've gotten some of the best responses out of clients that I didn't think read emails. I know they read, but I don't think they read emails, and they have been blown away with what he's been doing. Something that I think that you've taken an approach on, you can correct me if I'm wrong, you've started being really honest with people through Brent's story, but one in particular that stuck out to me, I emailed him back the other day, which was, don't tell me the title of it again, the cram.
Can't cram for what's most important in life.
Can't cram for what's most important in life. And I've been sending these off to my people in Nebraska, but I want you to kind of speak into a little bit of why all of a sudden, it's been what now, 6 months you've been doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we now just kind of going, you know what, we're just gonna be honest with these people, like, tell me about this.
First, probably the people in Nebraska are reading it because there's nothing else to do when it's freezing cold outside. So
yeah.
That could be the reason why it's getting a lot more viewership and people are reading it and everything. But we are talking about the things that are the most important in life, and you can't cram for it. You think about way back in the day in high school, you could cram for an exam. You could pull it all-nighter, and you're in college to kind of get to the last second. And that, I think, maybe gave you this false belief that, hey, you know what? If it's something I need to do, I can just put in a last-ditch effort and make it happen. You probably see that with your kids right now. You know what? They got to sell some Girl Scout cookies. They got to raise some money for the school. At the last second, we can write a check. We can do whatever we need to do to kind of gram it in there at the last second. But if you think about this, when it comes to our health, if you've ever been around, maybe if you're taking care of a parent who's kind of aged in life, and maybe there's a little bit of regret of wishing that they would have taken care of themselves a little bit more in the moment, or maybe you saw like a grandparent or a loved one kind of go through these things, that you cannot look back on a life of poor choices and blame it on anyone else except for yourself. And though that is hard, I think for most people to, hey Robin, most people to, I think, kind of grasp that concept, it seems a little harsh. But it's the truth. I mean, we don't have anybody else to blame but ourselves for the choices that we do make. And though that is kind of very direct on it all, I think sometimes around in our world, in the fitness world, we try to skirt around it to be nice, to be politically correct, so that you come and you visit us and you think we're really nice people. And I think sometimes what we've done is a disservice to be so nice to say, hey, yeah, we know that you've made that choice again for 18 months in a row. Let's just try again tomorrow. But I think, yes, there is that point of coming back and being persistent and making sure that we don't give up on the journey, but also too, as well as like, let's define reality sometimes and say, hey, no, look, there was a Great Depression for a reason, and it happened, and we had to endure this for a while, and your grandparents probably pulled out a nail and saved it because they went through this period of time. So I think sometimes you got to go through it. Let's get on the backside of it all, realize that, you know what, someone is trying to tell us there is the truth to it all, and that it will catch up with you eventually. So you cannot cram, as we said in the email, you can't sit down to a dinner of a month's worth of vegetables, you can't go to an 8-hour workout, you can't go run a marathon and expect all that stuff to magically just erase everything that's been happening over the past couple of months or the past couple of years with it.
Well, I think too, speaking as a trainer team, and Brent can speak to this, we've done a lot of like, hey, what kind of personalities are on our team? Some of us that don't like confrontation at all, and we're more the trainers that are, with our clients when they're like, yeah, I've eaten bad for a week, and it's like, you know what, it's okay. We're the non-confrontation ones, and then we've got the ones that don't mind going, well, that was your choice. Now, what are you going to do to fix it, right? Like being more honest and upfront. And so, speaking into this about just for you listening, but also if you've got husbands, wives that are, and you're like, be okay. Let it be okay to be a little bit confrontational there. Call them out on stuff, because if you don't, it's never going to get fixed.
Yeah, no, I think we can keep being nice about it, but we do have to get to the point to where are we becoming nagging? That's a whole different thing. And that comes down to think about with your kids. You cannot parent your kids the same. One's going to be one way, a complete rule follower, and then the other one's going to buck the system and kind of question everything that you do. So you have to approach them differently. So whether that is yourself, you're going to go see somebody at a gym or something, even coming here to see us or listening to what we say, don't take it at face value. Push back, question a little bit here. As we put these videos up, question what we're saying, question what we're doing, ask for validation, ask for more backup and research, because you can say it about it. I just looked at, say, 30-minute stuff. Bad. We looked at the 30-minute training and say, why do we have to do 60 minutes? Where is there a rule book that says that you have to do 60 minutes, and if you stop at 5 minutes and 59 seconds, that your workouts cease to actually matter? You have to start looking at all these things and question what we're doing. Is it enough? Truly, is 30 minutes enough? Say, hey, Brent, hey, Angie, can I see research that backs up what you're doing? But just begin to question everything, whether you're looking at it from a nutrition standpoint, what we're preaching now, what Angie's been preaching over the past couple of weeks, the sleep aspect of things. It's saying, where is the validation for all that stuff? And sometimes you need that. Sometimes some of you are just going to follow it just because we said it and you think we're nice people and we wouldn't lead you wrong, which is true. But I think at the end of the day, as a setback to her initial question there is, we can't cram it all in at the last second. So take our advice, reach out to us, ask us questions, but don't wait till a week before the doctor that, hey, you got to go lose all this weight, or annual physical exam, hey, I need to get in shape, or what we like to hear a lot is, hopefully you're not this parent, but you bring your kids in a week before tryouts and you say you need them to get fast, or you want them to get strong before the season starts, and it starts tomorrow. So again, we can't wait till the last second. We just have to be a little bit more, I think, respectful to ourselves and the loved ones around us to say, hey, let's start taking these steps now for what I'm trying to do 6 months or a year from now.
Think about it that way, guys. Respect yourselves enough to give your body, give your mind time to know it, time to have those effects take place.
Yep.
That's what we try to say to everybody here. So I'm gonna let Brent go. Like you said, don't try to cram in what you need in 2 days, one meal, one marathon.
Got it.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.